If you think that genetics determines if we're gonna become attractive or not, you're wrong. In 5 months after 18 years old, I turned my face from an ugly ass to now having the same traits as models. I made this change without any surgery and no peptides. I simply just trained my face specifically for muscles. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what these 4 muscles are, step by step, and how to train them so you can finally become the attractive guy that the girls want to talk to. So step number 1, the 4 key facial muscles. So just before I tell you what the 4 key facial muscles are, I quickly want to tell you a story back in, I think it was around 2020. And me and my family were going out in a center and we were going shopping. And I specifically remember this moment because I have a beautiful sister and she's always getting complimented by my friends and all the other family members that we have, that she's always so pretty, etc. And one specific day we were walking together, me and my sister side by side. And we were walking past someone that my parents knew. So my parents stopped us up and they started to talk with them. And of course they said hello to me and my sister. And straight away when they said hi to my sister, they said, "Wow, you look so gorgeous, like you're so beautiful." And then when they came to me, they looked to me because of course they also had to say hi to me. They instantly kind of gave the elevator look. So they quickly did this and then up again. And then they kind of felt like they didn't know what to say. Like they took 2 seconds and then they were like, "Oh, hi, you look so happy." And I said, "Hi, hello, my name is this and this, etc." And then they said, "Oh, you have so good mannerisms." And they never said anything about my looks, and it's pretty obvious why if you see a picture of how I looked. So after I had introduced myself, they didn't really ask me about anything else. They straight away went back to my sister and they just asked her about questions. And that's when, I thought back to this now, and I actually realized that looks have such an important role for us humans, because it's something that we just judge people on. It kind of gives the halo effect, if you have ever heard about it. Basically, it's just the better looking you are, the better treatment that you're gonna get from other people. And I felt that really straight on in this conversation. And to be honest, in the start, I started to blame my genetics. I started to be fucking angry at the world, being pissed off, because my sister was always getting praise. I had never been told once in my life that I looked good or attractive. So I was getting pissed because I had actually been trying to style my hair properly, and I actually tried to really do a lot of things about my looks, but just nothing seemed to work. And that's when I found the solution. I figured out something that I now call the 4 key facial muscles. And I'm so excited to share it with you because it's what changed my face completely. And it's something that we can do naturally, no matter how our genetics are. So you can finally stop being chopped and become as attractive as a model. So if we take a look at the 3 pictures on screen right now, you can clearly see that there's a big difference in one particular place, and that is my jaw area on the right side here. But now I'm gonna tell you what I have actually done and what difference it actually made. Because if we take a look at the 2 pictures on the left side, look at the middle one specifically. Look at this area right here. And on the left side, look at how short my jawline is. It barely goes past this point. And then again, look at this picture again. Goes all the way from here. You can clearly see where my jawline is, and it goes all the way out to here. So the question is now, how did I do this? And that is exactly what I'm going to share with you now. Because what I want you to understand is that on the middle picture, you can see that I have basically skin hanging off here. And there's 2 reasons for this, that we have this, if you can relate. First of all, you're just fat. You're overweight, so you need to lose the weight first of all. But there's also skinny people, I'm skinny here, or lean. I'm 10% body fat around that body fat percentage. And the thing is, I still had skin hanging off here. So I thought, what the fuck? Why do I have skin hanging off here? Why don't I have that attractive TikTok boy kind of jawline that I have now on the right side? But why didn't I have it earlier on? And I figured out that it's because we need to train a muscle, or it's actually a bone, but I just like to call it a muscle so it's easier to understand. And it's called your hyoid bone. So basically, when our hyoid bone is trained, it's basically a bone that is attached to around your throat area here. So basically, it helps aligning your jawline, it helps aligning your neck, all of these different tissues and muscles that we have. So to explain it in very simple terms, if this bone is trained, your hyoid bone will be raised up and your skin will tighten up. So think about how powerful that is. So if you don't have a sharp jawline, basically, it's not very, it doesn't have that much definition. If you just train your hyoid bone, your jawline will literally change. And that is exactly why that my action step for you, like the exercise that I want you to do, so you can get this fucking awesome transformation in just 1 year, by the way. I didn't mention that, but here I'm literally 18 years old. And it was like barely the end of my 18s, and here I'm 19 years old, like start 19. I have done this change in like 5 months. So here's the action step that I want to tell you. So basically what you want to do is that you want to lie down with your head by the end of the bed, and then you want to do something called a neck curl. So basically, when we want to do this neck curl, you want to think about rolling your neck. A lot of people that I see when they do this exercise, they are just lifting their head, just like if they were like a concert and were like fucking hyping up some fucking rock stars, right? But that's not the point of the exercise. The point of our exercise is that we want to activate our hyoid bone. And the way that we do this is by rolling our neck instead of just lifting it. So that's the first cue that I want you to remember, like the thing that you want to think about when doing the exercise. The second thing is where to touch your chin. So it's actually a very effective way to feel the muscle burn even more. Like you have heard the concept mind-muscle connection, right? Basically getting a deeper connection with the muscle so we can grow it quicker. And the way that we do this is just think about touching your chin area to this hole that you have right around here in your throat. You're not gonna touch it there, but it's just thinking about doing it. So you just want to think about that this part should touch that part. So you really think about curling like your head inwards, just like if you were doing like a chin tuck like this. That's basically just what you want to do with like your neck curl. Think about it, that was just one muscle, and think about how much value that has probably been. If you just fix this, you probably are gonna get like 5 to 10 times more attractive than you currently are. So imagine what we could do one-to-one, like if I'm literally coaching you exactly how to do the exercises, what exercises to do. I'm literally gonna analyze like your face, because we have different faces, everyone has different faces. So I can make a customized workout plan just for your face, so you become the most attractive version of yourself in just 3 to 5 months, because that's what I did. If you're interested in this and working together with me and you would like to do that, then go have a look at the top link of the description. It's my program. All the details are there. So if you take a look at the screen again, we will go to muscle number 2. And the muscle number 2 is what all muscles have, and that muscle is something called your orbicularis oculi muscle. To make it more simple, like simplify it, it's basically just a muscle that we have around our eye area here. It goes all the way around here. So when this muscle is trained, we can literally pull the end of our eyebrows upwards. So basically, if you have two things, like you basically have two things. So first of all, you can have raised eyebrows, which is what I have, as you can see. I kind of call it the ghost look, because you look like somebody who has just seen a ghost, you know, fuck, you know, that kind of look, right? And then you can have a different look as well. I don't have it here, but you can have what's called like a negative eyebrow tilt. That's what I call it. Basically just your eyebrows goes like this instead of like this, right? So basically, if you have these things, you can literally fix it naturally by training this muscle. And as you can clearly see on the right side, like the transformation that I've gotten as well in like those 3 to 5 months, It's basically just that my eyebrows here, look at how much flatter and straight it is. It has like a little bit of a positive tilt, my eyebrows, which is so attractive. It's one of the traits of having hunter eyes. Another thing that also symbolizes that you have like hunter eyes is something called a canthal tilt. So we have different canthal tilts from person to person. So for example, as you can see here, I had a neutral canthal tilt. It's basically just if your eyes is neutral, or if it goes positively upwards, or if it goes negatively downwards. It's something that you can literally just analyze right now if you take a picture of yourself. So I basically have the standard, which is a neutral canthal tilt. But ever since I started training my eye muscles, you can actually see that my eyes actually started to have a bit of a positive canthal tilt. You can see it goes a little bit upwards now, it's just a little bit. So now I actually have the traits of having hunter eyes. I also have less upper eyelid exposure, which is also one of the traits. Like you can clearly see like the difference, right? There's so much less like space from my eyebrows to my eyes, which is also one of the traits. So the action step that I just want you to do in order to get these results as I have gotten, or if you have gotten the negative tilt to get it to become a positive tilt, you just want to take your fingers by the end of your eyebrows. And then what you just want to think about is that you want to think about pulling to the side and then upwards. Because when we do this, we kind of stretch it out and we get the biggest stretch on our eyebrows. And again, we wanted to pull it upwards. So that's why we gotta also pull it upwards, right? And then what you wanna do when you have this position, so you have basically pulled it sidewards and upwards, then you wanna just squeeze, like make an angry face as much as possible. And then when you are making this angry face, you just wanna think about pulling downwards like this, and then you just wanna squeeze as hard as possible without closing your eyes. Because if you close your eyes, you kind of put the tension away from your eyes and put it more onto like your forehead muscles. So we don't want to do that, obviously. So now let's go to the third muscle. So if you take a look again, I have the same 3 pictures because there's something else that I've also done to get this attractive jawline, as you can see. Because if you remember from the start, this jawline, look at the length of it. It pretty much goes to here. But if you take a look at my picture on the right side, look at how long my jawline is and just how much more attractive it looks, right? You can also see actually my neck posture is different. Look at how it curves in like here, but here it just goes straight upwards. Basically you can just see how much more attractive it is, right? And that's because I trained something called the palate. So the palate is in simple terms just the roof of your mouth. Right behind your teeth you have something called the hard palate. The back third of your roof of your mouth is something called your soft palate. But we want to apply most of our pressure with our tongue against our hard palate in order for us to push something forward called our maxilla. So our maxilla is basically just our upper jaw muscle, which is the one that is right here. It's basically the one that is responsible for it to getting pushed forward. Basically signs of you having what's called a recessed looking jaw, which is basically just having an undeveloped maxilla, is that actually your nose kind of pushes either inwards or it kind of pushes outwards. Those are kind of the traits of having an undeveloped maxilla. I can put up a picture so you can better understand it. So basically, I just did something called hard mewing all the time. So basically, this is the action step, right? I just took my tongue up against the roof of my mouth and pushed against the hard palate like this. Then what you want to do when you have the tongue up against your hard palate, you can kind of feel there's a little bit of a hole up against the roof of your mouth to easier understand it, right? Then what you want to do is that you want to think about your mandible, basically just your lower jawline, so your jawline here. You want to think about pushing it upwards, so applying pressure. So take your tongue against the palate, apply pressure upwards with your jaw. And then you want to close the roof of your mouth, so you kind of want to squeeze them together. So your mandible goes upwards and your roof of your mouth goes downwards. So you get more pressure against your maxilla like this. Now you have the standard for mewing basically. But the last thing that you want to do, which you can do, it's not really necessary, but it just looks better so you don't have like your tongue hanging out from here. It's basically just using suction. So you want to suck like the salvia, salvia. Yeah, you know what I mean, right? Like the wet things that we have in our mouth. I don't remember the word in English. So basically what you want to do when you have the position is just that you want to sink. So like this. And now you're basically just mewing. So if you just do this 24/7, like literally as much as you can remember to do it, you will start getting forward growth, just like I have done. It's fucking crazy. And now let me show you the last muscle, which is such an attractive one, which is one of the most actually attractive one of these 4 muscles, which is the masseter muscles. So if you take a look at these 2 pictures, the masseter muscles is the muscle that we have right here. You can clearly see how well developed it is on this picture here. But on the other picture, bro, my jawline is non-existent, bro. I have no fucking jaw gains. And you can just see that it's so much more attractive on the right side because it makes my jaw wider. That's basically the job of it. And it just looks so much more masculine, which is so much more attractive to girls. So the action step that I want you to do in order to grow this is very simple actually. I don't want you to overcomplicate it. A lot of people use gum. But I wouldn't actually recommend that because if you use gum, you only have it in one side of your jaw at a time. So basically you apply more pressure on one of the sides, which means that you will actually become asymmetrical over time. So what I prefer to do is actually that you just chew harder on, like you chew harder foods and you just chew for longer. So my range that I would recommend is to chew between 20 to 30 times per bite. Think about how long you're probably doing right now. You're probably doing it like 6 times, maybe even less. So you just want to chew it like 20 to 30 times. It's basically where the food has become so much like liquid, like fluid liquid, that it can just like easily get swallowed down. It's the most healthiest way to do it. And it will also give you the jaw gains. You should literally, every single time that you're chewing something, you should feel a burn in your masseter muscles, like the muscles right here. You should really feel like when you try to open your mouth again, it just hurts because it burns so much. But again, it's like, think about it like the gym, right? If you try to see a YouTube video online on how to do the bench press, for example, but you come to the gym, you don't really activate the chest muscles that well just because you've just seen a YouTube tutorial on it, right? So think about how much value it would be if I could teach you one-to-one over a call, so I can literally see exactly how you're doing the different exercises for the different muscles. You will save so much more time and you will make so much faster progress. And I'm literally also teaching you how to build an aesthetic body. Like, look at this transformation. Like, it's not just our face that we want to transform, it's also our body, because that's what really is gonna drive girls crazy. It's what's gonna make them feel so lustful and attractive towards you. All of these things I literally teach inside of my program together. It's so valuable. I cannot believe how much value that I've literally put inside of this program. What's even more unbelievable is that you haven't joined it yet. So if you just want to check it out, at least just check it out, then have a look at the top link of the description. All the details are there. I genuinely know that it's gonna be the best investment of your life. It's what changed my life completely, and it literally took my life from upside down. Everything has just been going well now since I'm more attractive. It's like more people literally look at you, they smile more at you, they want to talk more to you, they want to hold eye contact more with you because you're just more attractive. They give you more compliments, like just your life in general just gets better, bro. It's fucking crazy. And that's why also, if you want to learn more about these Looksmaxxing tips that I give you, then I know this channel will be for you. So go have a look at the, no, not the top link of the description, but go down and subscribe to my channel. That's what I will highly recommend you if you want to get more advice like this. Go watch this video over here if you want to keep on learning. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day, bro. Mwah!